you, and who was it, and why did you choose Missouri?
Man, like literally right when I transferred, put myself in the portal, and then the coaches could contact me. Missouri was the first school that contacted me. Just like text me, just let me know who they are, and just want to get on the phone with me. And what was your last question? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, why?
Oh, man, it was a crazy process. When I went out there on a visit, I just pretty much fell in love with everything that they had to offer, and for me within that last year, because the biggest thing for me, I was like, okay, I have 1 year to get it right. I can't have any slip-ups, and then they knew it, and then just pretty much just telling me, how Drew had the success he had within a year, where he put himself in a position to be where he wanted to be, this at the end of the year, and then look up his second-round draft pick. I was like, okay, that's a box check for me. How they can, grow me into, the quarterback that I want to be, being able to play at the next level. So that's been just the biggest thing. That, the box is just getting ready to be checked.
Kelly, AJ Spur 90.7 FM Tuscaloosa. What do you think the biggest change is going to be for you going from the ACC to the SEC?
As a quarterback, I don't feel like nothing's going to change for me. Like mindset-wise, I'm still have the same mindset, that I've had, since I got to college. Just taking one day at a time, just not looking too far ahead. Just focus on, what I can focus on and control, what I can control, and just being great where my feet are.
Joe Bombo, SB Nation Radio. How important were your parents in you making this decision and throughout the process?
It was, man, I can't thank them enough, because like when I made the decision, it was a day before my birthday. So it was a birthday I'm always remember. And just having them to lean on, because right after I made it, I wasn't in a great spot mentally, and so just having my mom, my dad, to pour into me, uplift me, praying for me, and so just having that support from them. And then they told me, when I told them I was going to Missouri, it was 12 hours away from home, haven't really been out of South Carolina for a long time, so it was great just to hear their reaction. Of course, I'm a mama's boy, of course, and she didn't really want me to go far, but at the end of the day, she says my decision, and she's going to be right there, throughout the whole journey.
Kelly, Clint Schweitzer, Great American Sports Network. We saw you at the Mizzou football spring game. Fans kind of treated you like a rock star out there, man. What's the Mizzou fan base? How do you feel like that they've embraced you in your short time in Columbia?
They welcomed me with open arms, from the day I announced to the day right here. And so, they've been great, to see the excitement that they have, for this school and the whole entire state. And, I just can't thank them enough as well, for, allowing me, just be here and then represent the school as well.
Jordan Campbell, Fox Sports Shoals. Kelly, what was your initial reaction when the sanctions were levied on Mizzou, given all that you have been through over the past 12 months?
It was a weird day. I think I was in actually the facility. Then like all of a sudden, everyone was getting text messages about we having a team meeting that wasn't like planned or scheduled. That was like, don't go to class or don't go to tutoring. Make sure everyone's there. And so for me, I was like, somebody get fired? They ain't telling me about it. So I'm like, oh man. And so just sitting there and just hearing Coach Odom, deliver the message, because he didn't have to like go in depth with the details about everything that had went down. He just laid it out there for us, and he was like, he was open, like if anybody want to leave, no one's gonna look at you any differently. You have the opportunity to stay here as well, but he said we're gonna try to appeal it. Just see how it is. It's gonna be a process. Just hearing that, I was like, first and foremost, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go through that recruiting process over again. Now I already built a relationship within that little month or two with those guys. I was already, establishing myself, just working every day. So I was like, this is where I want to be. I made the decision, so I'm not going to, turn back on it now.
Michael Bratton from Saturday Down South. So obviously, I know you wanted to play with Coach Dooley. He's helped Drew Lock quite a bit, get ready for the NFL. So I'm just wondering, how has he helped your game already just through spring camp?
Well, the pitch for me coming to Missouri, he saw what I did at Clemson. He loved the things what he saw, from a passer standpoint, and also what I can do with my legs, because I can make plays with my legs, being able to extend plays. But being being where he was at with the Cowboys, you know, seeing Dak and seeing Tony, you know, having that experience within the Cowboys offense, you know, bringing it to Missouri and, you know, being able to, you know, put yourself in a position where, you know, he's going to make plays for you that where you're comfortable. You know, he's not going to call anything where he's comfortable with it, but the quarterback's not comfortable. He's going to cater to you. And, you know, just knowing that I have that in my pocket where I can go into a meeting room, I don't like this, I like this though, so let's do this, and he's going to cater to you. So that's just been one of the biggest things that I liked about, you know, playing for him so far.
Kelly, Joe Cook, WLTX. Kelly, just talk to me about the decision to transfer. How tough was it to make the decision to leave Clemson, and in any way, how did your experience just overall kind of prepare you for where you are now?
It's life. That's why I look back on it. You know, it's tough in the moment, but I can't thank Clemson enough for the opportunity they gave me to play there, being a kid from South Carolina, you know, playing for his hometown state, and just shaping me into who I am today, like I said. So, you know, it was tough, but, you know, it's life. You know, that's how things are. You know, that's what I learned about it. It's adversity as well. It's not, you know, it's how you're going to respond to it, how you're going to get back up. But at the end of the day, you know, I can look back on it, I'm still smiling. I feel great spiritually, mentally, and physically. And so, you know, I'm ready and anxious to get it going.
Kelly, Justin McNally, WTVY, out of Dothan, Alabama. You're on the 2016 Clemson team that played Troy at home, a game that was kind of a lot closer than a lot of people expected. Missouri playing Troy this year. What do you remember about that game and expectations playing a team like Troy that's knocked off two powerhouses the last 2 years?
Man, that was a crazy game. You know, we knew what type of guys they had in that locker room. You know, it speaks for enough, you know, that they've already been two high-level caliber schools. You know, they're not going to lay down for anybody. So, you know, I'm going to be looking forward to that game as well. But, you know, I don't want to look too far ahead, but, you know, it definitely has some history, and remember the type of guy, type of program that they have as well.
Kelly, Rachel Barbeau, right here, Sirius XM. How you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let me ask you how you feel about just like the life and the plight of a student athlete now. You think about all the changes. You think about the transfer portal. You think about the 4-game redshirt rule. You think about the potential of name and likeness. You think about all these different things. I'm curious because you kind of became a poster child. A lot of people talked about you, right? And you handled it in a very classy manner. I'm curious what you think happened or what it looks like for student athletes today.
I can say that as of today, you can start to see that a lot of things are being more, you know, student athlete friendly. You know, a lot of people are looking out for, you know, what's in the best interest of the student athlete, you know, whether it's on the field or off the field. And I believe that, you know, transfer portal, not a lot of people, you know, agree with it, but, you know, for me, it's been a tool that, you know, I feel like just pretty much changed my life in a way, in a sense. And so, you know, I thank God for, you know, the timing of it, because, you know, looking 2 years prior, there wasn't this rule. So I don't know what I would have did, you know, if I didn't have the rule. But, you know, like I said, I'm thankful for it, and I'm glad that you're starting to see changes within, you know, to help and cater to the student athletes. Thank you.
Kelly, can you talk about how you've been gelling with this offense this past spring? I mean, the stable running backs, you got Larry Roundtree, Tyler Beatty, receivers, Jonathan Johnson and Jonathan Nance, and a lot of weapons at your disposal. Just kind of talk about the potential for this offense.
Man, we have a great group of guys that's on the offensive side of the ball. And so first and foremost, starts up front, you know, with offensive linemen. You have a very veteran group, you know, a very group that's, you know, gelled and meshed together, you know, very strong and, you know, physical as well. And outside on the perimeter, you know, got guys that can run for days. You know, just biggest thing, just get them the ball, just let them make the plays, you know, for you. Then, you know, to the side of me, you got Roundtree and then Beatty, you know, two different guys, you know. Roundtree's, you know, your typical back, run between the tackles, and, you know, do all the dirty work. Then you got Beatty, he's pretty much your scat back. You know, give him the ball out on the perimeter. And also, you can line him up in the slot, and, you know, he can run routes and, you know, create a mismatch for you. And then you can't forget Alberto. You know, he's a big guy with 6'6", like 260, something like that, maybe something short. You know, he's a fast guy, mismatch, you know, for guys out there on the perimeter as well. So, you know, just looking at the offense, you know, we have the pieces, you know, to be as good as we want to be. You know, it just starts, you know, with, since I got there, and then also to the summer, just gelling, just creating that chemistry, to be where we want to be.
Hey, Kelly, David Cloninger with the Post and Courier in Charleston, South Carolina. Once you announced your decision to leave Clemson, social media being what it is, a lot of people, calling you a quitter or whatever. How did you handle that? And did you ever fire back at any of them?
No, I didn't fire back. And I took it with a grain of salt because I knew the decision, that I was going to make, what's going to come from it. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny. People going to label you this, label you that. That's just, the world we live in today. But, what you have to do is just control what you can control, and I control my mindset. Like I said, it was tough, but, easier said than done. But I just thank the people that had my corner pouring into me, each and every day, to get me where I am today. And, like I said, I'm thankful for it because I feel like, I've grown so much, within myself to put me in a position where, I'm happy where I am right here today.
John Wilkerson, WNML Knoxville. I'm just curious, what's it been like to join a group of seniors or upperclassmen? You're expected to be a leader. You've got great experience to share. Was it a difficult transition at all, being vocal and becoming one of the team leaders at Missouri?
It was very challenging because, like I said, I'm a senior, but at the same time, I feel like a freshman because I'm walking to a locker room where I really don't know anybody. I know a few of them because, what the coaches told me who would be coming back, but, having to learn a bunch of names and just build up a relationship, I was like, okay, some guys may know you, some guys may not really. And so the biggest thing I was like, okay, if I'm going to be looked as a leader, I got to take this, one day at a time. I can't force it. I'm not going to talk myself, to being a leader, in no way or fashion. So I said I'm just going to show them how I work, in the weight room, and then out there, on practice field as well. So the biggest thing I was like, just encourage and serve. Everything else would take place of itself.
Down here in the front.
Caroline Grace, WAFF 48 Sports out of Huntsville. When you got to Missouri, what was your welcome like from the players and the coaches? And as far as on a personal level, now that you've been there a while, how are you getting along with everyone?
I can say the welcome was very different. It was very cold. Nobody told me how cold it would be in Missouri. I remember we had workouts at like 7 in the morning and got up and looked at my phone. It was like -15. I was like, man, they didn't tell me this when I was getting recruited. But going back to your question, the guys have been, we're first class. Just the first day I got there, just, welcome me in, open arms, also the support staff within everybody as well. Just making sure, I was doing good, adjusting well, and just making sure the transition was as smooth as it could be.
Back here in front.
Missouri has a very strong lineage in the last 15 to 18 years as far as quarterbacks, from Brad Smith, Chase Daniel, and Blaine Gabbard. Of course, Drew Lock just got drafted in the second round. When you look at that and you see that success, what is that? Is it just something to set your sights on as far as an end goal for this season?
It's definitely great just coming to a program where it's, a lot of quarterbacks have left their mark on the program as well. I mean, the biggest thing I said for me, just leave your own legacy. Don't try to chase anything, that's not within you. So just, be who you are at the end of the day, and then everything else is going to take care of itself. And, you'll be where you want to be at the end of the day.
Hey, Kelly. Matt Baker with the Tampa Bay Times. You were the first or one of the first players to kind of take advantage of the 4-game and then being able to transfer rule. What are your thoughts on kind of being one of a trailblazer in that?
It was crazy. I didn't even know I was like one of the first players to people was telling me, everybody labeling it the Kelly Bryant rule now. So I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was good to take advantage of it. Like I said, I'm thankful for it, at the time that it came, in place.
Kelly, we know that Chad Morris recruited you hard going to Clemson, and they were after you to come to Arkansas.
Right.
How close were you to possibly making that commitment, and what changed your decision, or what was the biggest factor in the two teams?
Definitely, we had a relationship, out of high school. He was the main guy that recruited me from Clemson, and then also having a chance, recruit me as well, to Arkansas. It was tough because, of course, everybody was like, okay, he's going to go to Arkansas. That makes the most sense. He's being recruited by Coach Morris. It's the same offense as Clemson, maybe a little different as well. But I was like, the biggest thing I want to learn, I want to grow. That's like I said, being able to, get a little experience, before possibly, get my chance at the NFL, so why won't I go learn a whole new offense, go challenge myself and see where I can, be when the time is done. So, that's what the biggest thing that drew me to Missouri.
Kelly, Zach Taylor in College Station, Texas. Since coming to the SEC, what's your overall thoughts on the quarterback class that you're joining, and how does it compare to the ACC, you think?
It's a great class, looking from across the board, all the guys that represent, and, the SEC at the respective schools. So, it's good, to be up there, with those guys as well. And from the ACC, I feel like that's some of the best players over there as well. You got great guys at that position, that stack up with the top of the guys as well. So, I feel like both conferences have respectably good quarterbacks.
Kelly, you talked about going to Missouri and Arkansas recruiting you. What about Auburn? When did they contact you, and what was said?
Well, I think they weren't one of the first schools that contacted me. It was probably like a little bit, like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks after I had announced, okay, because that's one of the schools I wanted to go to out of high school. And so, I took a visit there. But like I said, at the end of the day, some within me was just telling me, go to Missouri. I enjoyed my visit there at Auburn as well, meshed well with Coach Malzahn. But, at the end of the day, I had 1 year to get it right. And I feel like, Missouri is the best position for me to be in.
Yet another transfer question, sorry. Did you talk to any of the guys who were transferring as well? Did you talk to Justin Fields or Tate Martell? Can you recall?
No, none of those guys. I talked to, it was literally right before I announced, who was it? Tommy Stevens a little bit. So I talked to him, but other than that, I talked to more like skilled guys with a couple of receivers, tight end Jalen Harris, that's at Colorado. So a few of those guys like that.
Rashad Snell, Alabama News Network in Montgomery. You transferred from Clemson after 4 games, and they went on to win the national championship. Have you talked to those guys on that team? Because, I know it's like a family, and how did that conversation go?
Oh, definitely. I talk to them every day, to this day. We have a group message going, pretty much all the guys, a couple guys that's in the league now. It's just how the relationship we built, off, just the game of football. That's just how we always been, pretty much like you said, a family. It's true. And then I had a couple of my old teammates and roommates come up to my spring game. So it's, the connection and the relationship is still strong as it's ever been to this day, no matter where we are.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.